guys, it's Daniela from Sister Mediums. How are you? Happy summer. Summer's here, July 2nd, and I have your card reading for the month. Julie and I have decided that instead of doing bi-monthly readings, we are going to just start the rest of the second half of 2020 doing one card reading a month. It's a lot on our plates to just keep doing it every 2 weeks, and so we figured we've been doing this for almost 2 years, I guess a year and a half now. On video anyway, and we're just going to stick to once a month. So you're not going to see me back here until September 1st. You'll see Julie back here on August 1st. Just thought I'd let you guys know that. And I'm going to just get started. So I've pulled 6 cards for the month, and I know I always say it's going to be quick, but I really feel like this is going to be quick and to the point. A lot of changes happening that I think you guys have been expecting. First card that comes up is the 5 of Ariel. And if you take a look at this card, it's a sign of there's love here, but there's also a sign something's cold. You're not going to be left out in the dark if you just go ahead and make the decisions that you need to make. There's something that's been brewing for some time now. If you look at this, it's your gut challenges and you've had decisions to make and you've kind of been bottling them up for some time. You don't have to do it alone. You need to ask for help. And this card lets me know that that's one of the main things for you is stop keeping with those feelings inside. You need to bring them forward. You need to get to a point of I'm no longer stuck. I do have choices I can make. Get out of the negative mindset that I've been at and accept that the changes are here. Love that she is in her element. So she's very courageous and she's very proud of the fact that she's going to make this decision, okay? Stop with the negative. You realize you're at a point of the negative, constant, self-fulfilling prophecies you keep telling yourself over and over again. You don't need to do it anymore. You need to ask for help and move forward. Number 5 is all about change. Number 5 represents change when you see it, especially if you're seeing it in sequences. I don't know if anybody ever, sees 555 or the number 5 in the clock, right? You'll see 511. When you start seeing the repetitive motions of the number of 5, change is coming, okay? So this is pretty straightforward. If you think of business, can you sustain the business that you've been in during COVID? So I was talking about relationships, but you're free to leave your work as well. You're free to make these changes. Even though change is not easy, it is the best thing for you. So during COVID, have you been able to sustain changes to the business? If you feel you haven't, you really need to change some things about it. And if you're not going to do it, I think circumstances alone are going to do it for you. Okay? So ask for help. Okay? Don't stay stuck where you are. The next card that comes, I love this one. This is the Queen of Ariel. So again, you've got the other Ariel card. So it follows right after. And, she's pretty practical. I can't talk today. She is, must have been July 1st. And I didn't really do anything except clean my carpets. I'm just saying. I had the power washer and I cleaned carpets yesterday. Not much of a big celebration, but it was just nice to have a day off. But nonetheless, let's go back here. You guys know I love to babble. Queen of Ariel, she's practical, she's wise. I take a look at this card and, there's a lot of fruit here and it's always about the fruits of your labor. But what are you missing? Are you seeing the bigger picture in this? Let your inner self guide you. Okay, take a look at that. It's a very fruitful card. It's a card full of abundance. It's a card full of joy, joyfulness and celebration. So what this says is get around people where you feel the wisdom in the things that they say. So even though you innately know what's inside you, sometimes you're searching for that help. So that help that you needed to ask for here, you're going to get it shortly after. And that's through either professional people looking for legal counsel. This could be in relationships. This could also be in your business. Maybe you need to go and see someone at the bank. Maybe you need to talk to your accountant to see where your next steps are, for your business or your relationship. What do you need to do to make life better? You know this already. Sometimes if you think of people who are in a relationship, and this could be a partnership as well, sometimes you already know where you need to change things, but you've kind of either been complacent about it, or you're like, I'm not sure I want to do that, but your gut knows. And then 3 months later, you'll turn around and say, see, I wanted to do that a few months ago. This is the card that says, ask for counsel from friends, family, professionals, whoever you need to, and then make the change. So it follows the change card. It means do it. Stop talking about it. Stop thinking about it. Actually make the changes that are going to be beneficial to you, because you know in your heart they're going to be a good decision. Okay? Yeah, it makes sense to the amount of people who've had to pivot their business. You know that word. Everybody uses that pivot word, but it's the truth. You know, we really have had to make different changes. Look at all the people with restaurants. You know, they've had to all of a sudden get creative with their parking lots. They've had to get creative with, I keep seeing decks coming up at every restaurant I drive by. There's like this like elevated deck thing, and they've got their little patio out. They never had that before. Really, realistically, they have to. They've got to come up with innovative ideas in order to bring in more business. So make sure you do the same thing. You have a clear vision on what you need to do, so trust it. Okay? Third card that follows that is change your life. I feel like that's pretty obvious with the first two that came up. Take a look at these numbers. This is 1 and 6. You guys know I add everything. When we're looking at the number 7, well, here we are in action, month of July. You know, I look closely at this card, and he's definitely looking at things from a different perspective. So you have a choice to change life choices. That's what the 7 is all about. It's all about purpose, and it's all about life choices and the changes that you need to make going forward. But look at it from a different perspective. It's not always, you know, what it seems in front of you. You got to be able to think a couple of months ahead, or 6 months ahead, a year ahead. You know, even if you're not sure, you need to be able to project things to that point. Listen, having just had COVID, how are we going to look at the fact of there might be a second wave? So how are you changing your business for that second part of things? Now's the time to plan. You know, it's a light bulb moment that literally turns around and says to you, see things differently. Are you seeing the freedom in how he looks at the world? He's looking at it from another perspective, really high up. You know how they say, you know, when birds want to catch their prey, they have to, you know, hover and hover until they find that right moment. So it's kind of like the same thing here. This is the time to change your life. You've been pondering it for a while. Make the change. I see blue. Whenever I see blue, it's also that healing phase. What are you healing? Are you healing parts of the business or the relationship? What opportunity? You don't want to miss an opportunity here. So what opportunity is coming your way? Maybe it's something you've never considered before. So for example, like the people who did put up patios, that's probably something they've never done in their restaurant business. Maybe some have, but some never had to. So, you know, look at the other opportunities or possibilities. Maybe some people are going to turn around and say, I'm going to close up my shop and I'm going completely online. I'm not going to have my retail place open anymore. Some people who had large, huge places where they had 5 different services in one may turn around and say, you know what, I'm going to downsize and get something smaller where I only keep 2 things, let's say, in your space, and then maybe the rest would go online. You've got to come up with something different. So just throwing ideas out. But change your life when you change your perspective on what you're thinking, okay? So the next 3 cards that follow are definitely a little more on the relationship side. Okay, this is about abundance. So here I see the 3 and I see the 5. I guess I should show you the cards. So, oops. 3 and 5, you guys know I add them. This is 8. It's always about abundance. But look at those 2 owls. Okay, first of all, they're super cute. We know Julie and I love owls, but owls are also the symbolism for wisdom and balance. Look at the balance with them. They're balancing on this like egg, but they're also looking at each other and they kind of have their heads turned. And so they're still pretty much in balance. They don't look like they're falling off. I like the idea that they look like they trust each other. They're also feeling quite confident. You take a look at the crowns. I don't have my glasses on, so I'm like struggling to look at this. It's this feeling of you're going to be divinely guided. They're sitting pretty. There's no other way to say it. It's about a loyal heart though. So the reason they're sitting pretty is because they trust each other. The reason they're sitting in that balanced state is because they've probably had to navigate all that stuff before. And towards the end, I keep dropping the card. towards the end of the month, you get to the point where they're like, okay, all the things that we've put in place, we trust that they're going to work. I would also ask yourself, will you be successful if you don't do the work? No, you have to be willing to sacrifice, and you have to be willing to put the work in so that you can receive and get to that outcome, receive the abundance that's meant to come your way. See what you feel what shows up for you. Is it relationship, or I don't know if I'm feeling business and relationship on this one. There's a loyalty to either, a project or a belief that you have, and you're going to be able to make that work. There's someone at the door. Hang on. Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry, I had to get the door. I thought I could see someone standing there, and they're knocking anyways. It's just for a parcel. So, okay, let's look at that as a sign too. So an interruption. Could this be an interruption in your relationship? Could this be an interruption in your work schedule? You have to decide what you feel loyal to and be honest. I feel like this is the feeling of balance, and you're going to feel balanced if you're honest. So be loyal to one another. If you feel loyal in your heart, then it's true. If you don't feel loyal in your heart, then obviously you're not living the authentic life that you should be at this point, okay? If it's loyal to your feelings, this is going to show up for you in business or in your relationship. No other way about that one. The next card is, and we have an owl again. This one's cute. It's like a little baby owl. Again, 4 + 1, number 5. So, take a close look at this card. And what's this owl showing you here? Look at the picture in the middle. What are you ignoring, right? The owl's saying, take a look right here. Time to be honest and transparent about this situation. Are you in denial? Okay. There's a mask here. There's a mask. So are you wearing a mask in the relationship? This could be business. This could be friendship. This could be your marriage or a love life with a partner. If you're not honest, this is actually the window of opportunity. Okay, so look at the window. This window of opportunity is saying it's time for the truth to be told. It's time for your true feelings to come out. No more pussyfooting around the situation. Say what you need to say. Open up. And you know what? Even if you ask someone the truth about what's happening or what they feel and you don't like it, it's necessary. It's necessary for you to hear the truth. You just cannot stay in this space anymore. It's time to open up here. Hanging on to a business, when it shouldn't work, that it shouldn't be anymore. People who say, oh, I'm just going to give it 1 more month. I'm going to give it 6 more months. And you're in the hole and you're digging and digging and digging. You've got to make that decision to say, enough is enough. I have to make the change. When you get the 5, the change is there for a reason. Don't forget about what could be holding you back too. You think that you're going to get to a point of, oh my God, I'm holding back because what's out there is even more scary for me. Well, the truth is that we forget when you close one door, another one opens. So when you're true to your feelings and you can really get down to the point of action and change, you're going to actually be changing yourself into the next level of where you're supposed to be. There's learning lessons there. Okay, so don't forget that. The truth will set you free, right? That's why they say that all the time. Don't forget to acknowledge what's really happening. I feel like this one really speaks to relationships specifically because, when people are in denial, you're just trying to protect yourself. That's what you're trying to do here, trying to protect yourself. If you ask someone for the truth in a relationship and you don't like the answer, well, hello, there's all of a sudden the protection of, okay, let me climb back in my bubble. I don't want to hear this anymore. I don't want to deal with it. This card is saying it's time to deal with your shit. There's just no other way to say it. You got to deal with it. Okay, so get to it. That's going to propel you forward into where you need to be. I know that that's easier said than done, but that's what it's telling me. And the last card says, yes, yes, yes. We're in line with this because it's time for rebirth. It's time for regeneration. 4 + 6 is 10, and 1 + 0 is 1. And it's new beginnings. So in order to close that door, you have to be willing to accept that it's scary. There's some fear there. You don't know. It's the unknown. But this card is saying there's a rebirth, and it's going to be a great brand new you. There's life again, and we all get second chances. That's what this is about. It's about a feeling of second chances. Whatever you lost or you're losing in the process, it's okay. It was there for a reason. It was there to teach you a lesson, whether it be your business, whether it be a partnership, a friendship. It was there for a lesson. Doesn't mean you still can't honor what you had. It just means that it's time for a rebirth. It's a new you. It's a new situation in your life. And that's really what's coming towards the end of July. It seems pretty fast-paced. It's definitely a month of letting go. It's an ending in your life of sorts. Letting go and rebirth are really one of the most incredible gifts that we can receive. They're just not easy ones because they involve change, and they involve the sticky stuff, the healing stuff. Like, nobody said healing was going to be easy. It's messy, it's emotional, it's hard, and not everybody wants to have to deal with that. But the people who do, I'm telling you, you're changing your life in so many different ways. So I'm going to leave you on that note where be strong, lean on your friends. You've got lots of help along the way. And even with your businesses, you will have a successful month if you can see past the hard times and the tough times that are in front of you, and understand that what's coming forward is going to be good as long as you plan for that to be good. If you're just still sitting in this space waiting for something to show up or something to happen, likely is not going to happen. You need to create something in order to create change. If you're doing the same thing you're always doing, if it's been working for you, fantastic. But if it's not working for you, it's time to change things. Okay? So there's my quick July quick. It wasn't quick at all, was it? It's probably 20 minutes now, maybe 15. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But you guys know I love to babble. I think sometimes I do that just because it's, it just keeps it real, right? Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. You're amazing for coming on here and checking out our readings. And, they're not for everybody, but for those of you who resonate with us and with what we give you and the guidance that comes out from the angels, please leave us a comment, give it a like, share it, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I'll see you back here then September 1st. And Julie will see you guys on August 1st. Enjoy the summer. And I send you lots of blessings always. Okay, take care, guys.